Hello and welcome to This is Portsmouth, a brand new show all about the great waterfront city.
That's right, we're here to discuss all things Portsmouth, from where to go and what to see.
From footballs to frocks and everything in between, we'll be here as your own personal information guide. So boys, what have you got in store for everyone today?
Well, Galaxy, on today's show we'll be heading over to Fratton Park to talk to some students from the University of Portsmouth who work behind the scenes during games to broadcast everything live to the stadium's big screen.
We'll be chatting to matchday director and stadium PA Lloyd in the studio. He's here to offer some insight into his role at the club.
Following that, we'll be exploring the hidden gems of Portsmouth, such as exciting escapes and play zone.
And last but not least, we'll be looking into the city's vintage fashion scene. I'll be back later on in the show where I'll be setting the boys a little challenge that involves their keen eye and dress sense. So for now, it's over to you guys.
Galaxy, thank you very much. So let's start with football. Let's kick off with football. That's the plan I should have gone with. Okay, so we all know that football has a huge following here in the UK, with 47% of us turning on the telly or radio to support our favourite team.
And in Portsmouth alone, almost 20,000 fans turn out to Fratton Park to support their favourite team, Portsmouth Football Club.
Fratton Park has been an iconic feature in Portsmouth since the club was founded in 1898, where they hosted their first match between Portsmouth and Southampton.
In the 1920s, the first stand was built, and as support continued to pour in, the stadium capacity increased as more stands were put up around the pitch.
In 1949, Fratton Park recorded its higher ever attendance of fans who turned up to watch Pompey against Derby County in the FA Cup quarter-finals.
The stadium is the beating heart of Portsmouth, providing security to the many local businesses such as pubs, restaurants and hotels.
And obviously, if you've ever been to Fratton on a match day, the atmosphere is electric. That's your line.
Last season, a collaboration between the club and the university began when they became Pompey's shirt sponsor.
This opened up loads of opportunities for students to get involved with making content for the big screen at Fratton Park in roles such as camera ops, vision mixers and directors.
We thought we'd catch up with some of the students currently working at the club to find out what this experience means to them.
I'm Gabriel and I'm a camera operator at Portsmouth Football Club.
Hi, I'm Dan and I'm also a camera operator at Portsmouth Football Club for the big screen.
My name is Sam and I do the directing and the vision mixing at Portsmouth Football Club. Dan, how did you find out about the job here at Portsmouth?
Well, because of the close relationship between the actual club and the university, I found out about it and looked more into it, and I was like not really a big football fan, but went straight for it, and I tell you what, I love this, love football as well. Like.
Gabe, how did you find out about it?
So I originally was staying here over the summer when the deal was struck between the University of Portsmouth and Portsmouth Football Club. And I just received an email and ended up replying to the email and coming here to have a look around, and I couldn't really believe it.
It's as simple as that?
Yeah, it was as simple as that.
So what do you guys actually enjoy about this job?
There's a lot of things that I enjoy about this job. Firstly, I enjoy watching sport as it is, so when I combine that with something that I want to do in the future, it's like the perfect job for me. Working at such a good football club as well, with nice staff, nice supporters, it's just like my perfect job in a way.
Do you think it benefits you guys in the future as well? Because I know it benefits me. I've learnt so much about camera here, especially.
You've got a real audience, 15,000-20,000 people that are watching.
There's a lot of pressure to it, I know
there is a lot of pressure, but it really prepares you for the future.
Yeah, obviously at uni we have everything set up for us, so it's kind of like we turn it on and it's ready to go, whereas here we turn it on, if something doesn't go right then it's down to us working on the big screen to kind of sort it, so 20,000 people have a big screen for the game.
It's not just technical knowledge you need to know, but it's also communication, like talking with the IT guys here, talking with someone who actually knows, you kind of...
There's a lot of communication with it as well.
There's a lot of communication, and you do just generally pick up the technical skills to deal with any problem that happens at Portsmouth Football Ground.
How have you kind of handled working in front of 20,000 people?
Well, you just kind of get used to it, because I remember the first game I ever did, I was a bit too scared to even touch camera. But you kind of get dropped in the deep end, you've got to do it because, you can't not have a camera on the big screen, so you get dropped in the deep end.
The Southampton game was probably one of the most pressuring games. We had Sky Sports here, there was 20,000 people, and loads of people watching at home. If they were to capture something on the big screen that didn't go right, then they'd be looking at us about why it didn't go right.
I think that I can now go out into the real world with this experience and know that I can nail the job.
You know, you just learn a vast amount actually live working in the real world.
Well, it's like what we talked about earlier, problem solving as well.
Yeah, problem solving, that's a skill that is very hard to learn, and you have to actually go out and work probably to do a lot of problem solving.
So there we got to see a closer look at the opportunities students have had at Portsmouth Football Club.
And someone who knows Portsmouth Football Club very, very well is with us in the studio today. Lloyd is Match Director and PA at Fratton Park. Lloyd, thank you so much for joining us. Very well, thank you. So, firstly, obviously Match Director, PA, quite a snazzy little title you've got yourself there. But what does it, what does it actually mean? What do you do from day to day and obviously during match days as well?
Okay, so basically I started out really covering the PA sort of side of it, the stadium announcing, and then from there, as I sort of developed on the career timeline, as it were, they decided to give me more of a role. So now I'm creating like a running order for the whole match day experience, the match day show. And that's basically everything that's going on the big screen, all the stings, all the idents, the lineups, everything like that. And then, as well as announcing on the day, I will also be show calling to every part of the match day. So really bringing it all together and just making sure that people know their cues and what's going on and what's happening. But we have a great team, so my job's really, really easy. And obviously, the PA stuff is the stuff that I really enjoy more so. But again, just say yes to everything really. Yeah. It will lead you somewhere. So again,
and you mentioned there about having a great team.
Yep.
Obviously, as students at the University of Portsmouth, we're aware that students are involved, obviously with a shirt sponsor. But
of course,
students are involved within that team as well, aren't
they?
They
are, yeah. Yes. So apart from myself, Sean and Dave, who's the other announcer, it's all a student team, totally student team from this course, I think, and some other courses as well. But all predominantly gaining great experience at Fratton Park and hopefully bringing it into an arena like this today.
And what's it like, obviously at Fratton Park you work with some massive companies, to broadcast as well. So what's it like, what's the difference like with working with students? Because obviously you said it's a great opportunity for them to try things out in a really professional environment. And what's it like working with students? Obviously you being a student, used to be a student yourself. What's it like
almost course, actually,
exactly. So what's it like working with?
I actually prefer working with students to working with like when someone like Sky comes in. It's awful. It really is. It's so bad because they rewire everything. So like our equipment in the stadium then doesn't work. So thank you, Rupert Murdoch. But you know what I mean. It's just stuff like that. Students, as I say, everyone's been really great. I wouldn't really call them students in that setting. They are young professionals really, learning their trades. Just as I was like a few years ago, I was in exactly the same sort of shoes when there were no students really. It was just me with the club staff obviously. But it's great to see the link and how it's developed and obviously just seeing the stuff that the content that you guys are creating now through these shows, and obviously this is Portsmouth. It's absolutely great, and hopefully if you can learn stuff and just take every experience you can while you're here, because you've got a great sort of 3 years here where you can get great experience. The course has really good links, the uni's got great links. And take advantage of it, and
you said there about students learning their trade.
Yes.
So when you were a student, was PA in your trade? Was it something that you wanted to go into?
If I'm self-critical, I just presented. That was all I wanted to do, and it was like, I managed to get away roughly with a bit of.
You can sit here
with
if you
want.
want.
With a bit of auto cue now and again when I wasn't needed to present, or when they were like, need to give someone else a turn, Yeah, never imagined I'd become a stadium announcer in that way. It was just presenting radio. I wanted to be a radio presenter originally. So when I was at uni, I spent oodles of time in the studio, and then I just decided I didn't really. That wasn't I worked for Global, so Heart and Capital for a bit in the early days. Nice. They gave me some announcing gigs at their events, because they couldn't give me anything on air because they already had their team, and there's no way you're dislodging a team like that, if you go with me, and just coming out of uni and going like, it just doesn't happen, guys, So I was more than happy to take on the events that the presenters couldn't make because they were hungover or something like that. So if it was a Sunday morning, a nice marathon or something, presenter can't make it from Heart, so they'd give it to me, and then I would go and announce the event for them. So that was really the breeding ground of it, and then obviously it tied in with Portsmouth as well. But yeah, as I say, you don't know where it's going to take you. So
You take what you can get.
exactly. I mean, someone might be a camera op right now, but they might end up as a radio producer. You just don't know. It's just, you know.
And that's what you did as well. You went from strength to strength, from presenting here to Fratton Park at Portsmouth. And then we heard you also went to Russia as well. Explain what the gig was with that.
Was sort of the game changer for me, really. Obviously, worked for Heart and Capital and Pompey. It was really, really looking to get like a big brand on board. I knew that I sort of needed a big thing to happen, really. And the World Cup was just, obviously, that was the one. Couldn't have imagined it would go any better than it did. It was a great experience, not only to just be part of a production like that, but also working abroad, working in Russia, learning to work in a team with loads of counterparts who maybe you can't communicate with, but just making sure there's a good team ethic as well. But it was really good, man,
And how was it that they got in touch with you? Because obviously it's a
Yeah.
World Cup, massive tournament. How did they get in touch with you?
Weirdly enough, I think they were sort of panicking, and it was a bit last minute they left it. So they were literally adding everyone that had announcer on LinkedIn. add, And then sort of, as, I don't know if you guys did, but when I was a student, I wasn't very good with my emails. Had the LinkedIn notification that came through saying that someone random in Russia had added me, and
You went from there?
no, I ignored it because
Oh, really?
I thought, I'll look at that like next week, and then I didn't notice. But when I went back on my email, there was like a little message that the lady had written me, and it said, "Hi Lloyd, looking for announcers for the World Cup. Wondering if it's a project you'd be interested in at this time." And I was like, this was like a week after. I was like, oh no! I was like, I've missed
Thought you
out.
missed it.
Like that's it. I've blown my chance.
Yeah.
But luckily, as I say, it was just being overly nice, really. I think that's a big thing as well. If I've learned something, just be nice to everyone, because you don't know someone really low down on the team. They might end up being your boss.
Yeah.
And they'll always remember if you're a nice guy or a girl and wanted to get on.
Yeah,
teamwork
exactly.
and stuff. So
And they must be quite nice as well. What you go to Russia,
Yep.
you do something so big as the World Cup. It must be so nice then bringing it back to home, back to Fratton Park, and being able to take what you've learned.
Yep.
And,
Yeah, exactly.
And putting it to work at home. So what advice would you give to somebody if someone here wanted to go down that line of work to staging PAing? What advice would you give to them?
Okay, so first of all, I had to do lots of obviously unseen hours, I'd call them. That's the unseen hours where you're in a very small football stadium with probably 80 people if you're lucky. There's only some gigs, and it might be like November, you're freezing, the guy next to you's got a pint of Bovril and it stinks. Do you know what I mean? And you're working, you're doing it, you're announcing to 80 people. It's not an ideal thing, but those are the type of gigs you have to do because it's sort of harder. It's harder to talk to a room of 20 people than it is 20,000 because everyone's homing in on you.
Exactly.
You have to capture their attention.
And it's something that obviously you've got great experience with, something that I'm assuming you're going to keep doing.
Yes, hopefully I'll come see you a bit further down the line. Hopefully I've got another big project on board.
Absolutely.
But for now,
That would be great. Lloyd, thank you so much
worries, thank you.
for
Best of
coming
luck
in
with
to speak to us. That's Lloyd, the matchday director and PA at Fratton Park.
Well, as we know, Portsmouth is packed full of iconic buildings and go-to locations for a memorable day out, such as the Spinnaker Tower, Clarence Pier, and the list goes on.
So we've talked a little bit about the history of Portsmouth Football Club, but what about the history of the city of Portsmouth? Okay, so we've got some facts and stats, all to do with the history of Portsmouth. And Josh is going to go and see our lovely studio audience to see how they get on with knowing stuff about Portsmouth.
Nearly right, Eve. You nearly got that one right. I'm going to stay here. You're going to head off.
Oh.
I'm going to ask my questions from
Oh, yeah. You do that.
Thank you very much. Guys in the audience, you have got a blue card and a white card with you, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you a couple of questions about the history of Portsmouth and about Portsmouth as a place. I'm going to give you two answers. If you think my first answer is correct, you can lift your white card up. If you think my second answer is right, you lift up your blue card. Does that make sense? So my first question is, when was Portsmouth founded? So first answer, so for the white card is 1180, and for the blue card is 1380. So let's see, white for 1180 or blue for 1380. I'm seeing a mix of both. Majority of them are going white for the 1880. That is correct. 1880 was the year in which Portsmouth was founded by a guy called Jean de Guizos. Guizos, Frenchman, maybe French, don't know, sounds French. Anyway, second question, Portsmouth Castle, built in 1544, but by who? Henry VIII, for the white card, or Queen Elizabeth I for the blue card? Who built Portsmouth Castle, Henry VIII or Queen Elizabeth? Most of you are going blue for Queen Elizabeth I. The answer actually was Henry VIII, so if you did hold up the white card, spot on. Next question, what is the current population of Portsmouth? Obviously there's a lot of us who are students here in Portsmouth, but there are more than just students in Portsmouth as well. So are there approximately 240,000 for the white card or approximately 540,000 for the blue card? I'm seeing a few whites. I'm seeing a mix actually. This one's more half and half. The correct answer was 240,000. So if you were holding up the white, you were correct there. So well done on that one. Not the final question, another question. HMS Warrior, obviously the big boat that I'm sure most of us have seen in Portsmouth. What date was that built? So the big boat, army war boat, warship, 1859 for the white or 1869 for the blue? 1859 with white or 1869 for the blue? Oh, another mix again. Again, the white pieces of paper were the correct answer. Well done if you had the white ones up. HMS Warrior is located down at the historic dockyard by the sea, so if you are ever in Portsmouth, make sure you come down and have a look at that. And our final question, when did Gunwharf Quays open? Obviously, the big shopping centre, designer outlet in Gunwharf Quays, when did that open? With your white cards, 2001, or with your blue cards, 1998. So there's 3 years in it. 2001 for the whites, or 1998 for the blue. Again, another mix, but I'd say there are more whites than blues for this one. So if you were holding the white one up, you are correct. Gunwharf Quays did open in 2001, now has 93 stores, including 25 pubs and restaurants, and of course, includes the Great Spinnaker Tower as well. So if you are over in Portsmouth, make sure you come and have a look at some of those amazing things to see in Portsmouth, down by the sea as well. But to tell you a bit more about some other gems in Portsmouth, I'm going to head over to Ethan.
Thank you, Josh. So we talked about what used to be in Portsmouth back in the day, but what hidden gems are hiding in the narrow streets of Portsmouth? This is tourism. Across the studio there to get in time. Right. First hidden gem. Are you a fan of board games?
Love a bit of Snakes and Ladders, E.
Love a bit of Snakes and Ladders.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, if board games are your thing, I'm not a huge board game fan. I can play chess, but I prefer the draft.
Yeah.
But I play a game with myself every day.
Okay.
I choose a chess piece and then just move like that chess piece all day. Okay. I'm on queen today, so I can do what I want.
Okay.
The horsey one's a bit of a
king would be a difficult one.
Horsey one is you can't really do much. It's quite challenging. I'm king because you can only move one step at a time.
If you can't lie. Doesn't really sound like my type of game.
Oh, it's a good laugh. You challenge yourself. But anyway, so the Dice Board Game Cafe on Albert Road, they've got a library of 500 board games. If board games really are your thing, head over with a couple of mates or your family. They're open 7 days a week until around about 10 p.m. So we can head over later and I'll beat you at, well, anything really. Okay, so the next one that we've got is Play Zone. So we all remember these soft plays, these, what are they called?
Happy memories, mate.
Yeah, what's it called? A soft play place?
Area.
Soft play area for toddlers. But this one's a little bit different because they do kind of adult nights. But I used to love these places because they've got slides, although that looks terrifying.
It does,
well, you wouldn't put a toddler down there. Can you imagine putting a toddler down? That'd be
They'll
awful.
never come back.
But I mean, so I said they've got those soft balls that actually really hurt when someone throws them at you.
Yeah.
So this place is great because they do adult-only nights on a Tuesday and Friday, so you can have something to eat, you can have a couple of drinks, and throw some balls about at your mates. So we can do that later too, if you like. After the board games, exactly. And the last one that I've got for you is Exciting Escapes. This is on London Road. Have you ever done an escape room?
I haven't done any escape rooms, but I know from your times in Budapest, you did a few there as well, didn't you?
They're quite cheap in Budapest.
On a few
they're a little bit more expensive in Britain, but basically the general gist is you go with a couple of mates, teams of 2 to 7 people, up to 50 players at once, as it says on the door.
Sign me up.
But the idea is that you go in and they lock you in a room and you have to use different clues to get out of the room. So I think we've sorted this weekend. We're going to go to that cafe where I'm going to beat you at all the games. Go to the Play Zone and I'm going to throw a ball at your head and then lock you in the room.
Sounds ideal, mate. Sounds brilliant.
Happy days, right. So remember, if you do have a weekend free or a couple of days, be sure to head over with your mates or your family, and that's all of my hidden gems.
And speaking of hidden gems, Galaxy.
Hello, I thought you forgot about me. Okay, so now it's time to swap footballs for frocks as we explore the vintage fashion scene in Portsmouth. Okay, good show. Ugh, good show so far.
It's not bad. Yeah, it's going well.
going
You
well.
get over the nerves.
Yeah.
After once you start talking, you're fine.
I think we're doing okay for the first show.
We're doing pretty well,
all
to be
right.
fair.
Okay, so earlier in the week, I set you boys a challenge. I gave you both £20 and I sent you off to Moni's Laundress on Castle Road.
Yes.
How did you get on?
I loved
We had
it.
a great time.
It was a great
didn't we?
day out, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, so obviously it was some really different things in that shop.
Yeah.
Things that I probably wouldn't buy for myself. But
I saw a few things I'd buy.
yeah, absolutely. But we had a great time.
It was a good laugh, wasn't
so
it?
you'll
Lots of
obviously
glasses.
lots of glasses, lots of little earrings.
Yes.
But yeah, we had a great time. So
Yeah.
you'll see what we
Cool.
bought for each other.
Well, obviously
as
don't
well.
spoil it too much.
I
Should
will
we
try
see
not
how
to.
you got on?
Let's do it.
Let's
yeah,
do it.
let's have a look.
I've come to Monish Laundress in Southsea to take part in the £20 challenge. Now, I don't need to tell you, it's pretty obvious my dress sense is 10 times better than Josh's.
All right, guys, £20 challenge. It's my turn to get something for Ethan. I'm sure he's got something crazy for me, so it's my turn to try and find something for him.
Right, well, the first thing that draws my eye are these sunglasses. Absolutely. Oh, I love them.
I think I disregard this side of the shop already. Something at the back has caught my eye.
Not sure what type of vibe. Can't even see a reflection in the lens, so you have to tell me what they look like.
These trousers immediately jumping out at me. I'm not sure they scream Ethan, but I think I could see him in them.
See, Josh, I know Josh likes his rings as well, so we could pick out a nice ring for him.
Earrings. I don't think he's got his ears pierced. It might be something I can convince him on, but as of yet, it's not something that he's got. So I'll leave the earrings, I think. Although they are clip-on earrings. Now, Ethan does say that his hair isn't ginger, that his hair is auburn. And I think these glasses might complement that hair quite nicely. Let's have a look what they look like.
Some nice cardigans and blouses and things. A little mini skirt, if that's what you're into. Maybe not quite my colour, but might suit Josh.
I don't know if they're meant to be sideways or slanted, but they could be.
Some little bags. I mean, I'm not going to be that cruel, but I think that would definitely suit him, that little one.
Now, Ethan is a pretty messy eater, so I don't think I'd trust him in an all-white t-shirt or a jumper like this.
See, well, I'm looking for something that's really going to go with his personality. I mean, that one is hideous. Might work nice. We'll save that one.
Oh, that's a bit of a vibe, isn't it? I like this one. I quite like this one for me, actually. Bit of stripes, bit of colour. Stylish.
Some of these actually quite like myself. I'd probably wear some of these, but unfortunately, they're a little bit out of our £20 limit, so I guess I'll just have to find something else.
He is quite short, but I don't think he's quite that small, so I might have to leave them for Eve.
Again, potential option.
I think at the moment my favourites have to be the trousers, so I'm going to head back over there and take another look.
I think we may have a winner here.
I think it has to be these, to be honest. In our price budget, the style that I'm looking for. They're not massively Ethan, but...
Do you know what? I think this one will suit Josh quite nicely, and hopefully it's only 20 quid. Thank you. Well, I've got my £20 item. Let's hope Josh likes it.
Thank you very much. Eve, I've got my item for you. You've got yours for me.
That's yours, yeah.
Let's go try them on.
Let's do it.
Okay, so by the sounds of things, Ethan's not happy. Are you guys ready to see what they chose?
Let's give the people what they want.
All I can say is,
Wow.
wow.
Thank you.
They like it, Eve.
Okay,
Do you know what, though? I can't believe you're making me stand in front of all these people with these on.
yeah,
why is
I
it-
mean,
they're not
right, talk us through
Yeah,
this.
what was
why
it
did you
that-
buy these for
Okay,
Ethan?
so when we were filming, Ethan went first when we were filming, and I overheard him say a few things about me. And he said one piece to camera, he said, I'm looking for something that is loud, exhausting, and hideous. 3 things that sum up Josh's personality. So as soon as I heard that, I was like, okay, I'm going to go for something that I can stitch him up with. So that's, I think as soon as I walked in,
they are very
I saw
loud.
them, and
They
I
are
was like,
very, very loud.
They are
Yes.
for him.
They're not. They're quite freeing.
Yeah.
They look
Yeah,
comfortable.
they're quite comfortable. It's just
I suppose they'd be good as like pajamas around the house.
Yeah,
something
But
that
maybe
no
just
one
don't
ever
leave the
sees
house
you
in them.
Yes, ever. They're my guilty little pleasure that I've got. That I know that I can put them on, but no one knows I'm wearing them.
Yeah.
I feel like you could
But I
lounge
think,
around the house.
do
in
you know what
those.
else I don't
Just-
think helps? I'll be honest. Is that
The
I don't
top.
think the green
Yeah.
doesn't go.
Yeah,
I think
there's a bit of a clash
I don't know
going
what
on.
I'd
I reckon,
wear with
like,
it.
A belly top maybe.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that would look so much better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure
Belly
much would
top.
save it. To be
No.
honest.
That's why I'm still looking at them.
But I mean, it could have been a lot worse.
No.
I think you look well good in that top.
Oh, Ethan, this
I'm
is all
trying
this is
to-
all down to you, man.
What do we think?
Okay,
I
talk
think
us
he looks
through the
well
top.
good
I
in
like
the
the
top.
top. You actually pull it off. It actually looks okay.
Thanks.
So
I think
like
it
the
helps. You've
colours.
got the
The black,
jeans on.
Yeah, they give.
But I
they
tell
do
you why I
help.
chose that.
Go
So I did like a loop of the entire shop. I was going to buy you a mini skirt, but I thought it was a step too far. But there was a rack with just with loads of sort of, what are they, like horrible shirts that were just not very nice. But actually, that one I saw, the reason that actually caught my eye was Marilyn
Give
Monroe
us a spin.
on the back. So you've got Marilyn Monroe on the
I
back.
actually think that's really cool. I actually really
I
like
do.
that.
I like it, and I think the colours go together nicely. And I think nice. What's the word?
Colour?
I just want to speak English. Nice touch doing the top button up.
Oh, thank you. Bit
Yeah.
of class. Touch of class.
It's not too bad. I mean, yeah.
It's a bit short. It's a
I'd
little
be
bit on the short
interested to know
side.
what they look like
I would
together.
probably wear that with these jeans. I think that's quite cool. It's very like
Yeah.
Fresh Prince.
Hey,
Yeah,
you,
like
see me,
90s.
you see me out in this. I'm
Yeah.
not being funny, but
But we will try them as an outfit.
As a whole, yeah.
I don't know if that's
I'm
going to
trying
work.
to think of a word to describe those trousers, and I honestly
No,
can't.
I
Like,
can't.
actually-
I'm not. I have tried so hard. We've been rehearsing the show for nearly 2 weeks, and I've tried so hard to pick one word to describe them, and I still can't.
You just can't.
Well, I feel like you were looking for something for me that was loud, exhausting, and hideous, and I think you managed to find it for yourself.
Yeah, I agree. It's karma.
so
Anyway,
just screwed you over on that
we're
one.
going to have to leave it there, unfortunately, because we're running out of time. So that is all we have time for in today's show. We really hope that you're either gearing up for some mega days out in some of our hidden gems, or planning our outfits. I just hope that you're not using us for inspiration, because if you are, I'm not going to lie, I don't think you're going to pull it off very well.
If you missed out on anything from today's show, or you just want to see our lovely faces again, or Ethan's, head over to CCI TV on YouTube.
You can also head over to our social media links, which will be on screen for you now.
I will be back in 2 weeks with a very special spooky edition of This Is Portsmouth.
For Halloween.
Are you there for that?
I won't be there, Ethan,
So
but
they-
I'm sure there'll be someone else to
so
take
they
care
didn't
of
book
baby
you?
They'll be
sit
doing my
for-
makeup
they
for that
didn't-
show, so I'll be back.
They didn't want him. Oh no, you
Didn't
can take
make
a
the
step
cut.
back this time.
I'll
Jack.
take a
That's
seat.
okay.
Take a seat. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Until next time.
Thank you. See you
Bye.
later. Bye.